Have you ever received the feedback you need to be more critical? Your critical analytical skills need some work, or this assignment was descriptive rather than critical. If so, you are in the right place. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to start being more critical by thinking critically about something outside of an academic context. The McDonald's Egg and Cheese McMuffin. By the end of this video, you will be well on the path to thinking critically. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Yardley, and for the last 20 years, I've been teaching sociology, criminology, and social policy in UK universities. In that time, I've helped thousands of students go from bewildered and clueless about critical analysis to knowledgeable experts who can critically analyse anything and communicate that clearly in their assignments. To make sure you don't miss out on any of my tips and advice, subscribe to my channel. Let's get started on boosting your critical thinking skills by looking at this statement. The best thing on the breakfast menu at McDonald's is the Egg and Cheese McMuffin. So many people order it. That's what we're going to critically analyse. Our critical analysis is going to consist of two stages. Firstly, exploring the quality of the arguments, and secondly, considering the strength of the evidence. First up, the quality of the argument. Let's have a look at the claim that's being made, that the Egg and Cheese McMuffin is the best thing on the breakfast menu at McDonald's. What could we say about this? We can look at how the Egg and Cheese McMuffin is being described. It's being described as the best thing on the menu. And one thing we could be critical of here is the word best. Best in terms of what? The best value for money in terms of how much food you get, the best in terms of the nutritional content of that food, the best because it's not as messy to eat as some of the other options, the best because you can eat it quicker than the other options available, the best because it's tastier. But what do we mean by tasty? Because that's going to depend on personal preferences, right? So in terms of the quality of the argument, we've identified multiple things there just by focusing on that adjective best. Adjectives are describing words, and you should look out for them because they're a good place to start when you're thinking critically. Let's now consider the strength of the evidence. After it says the best thing on the breakfast menu at McDonald's is the Egg and Cheese McMuffin, it says so many people order it. That is the evidence that is being presented in support of the claim. Okay, let's be critical here. So what could we say about it? What does it mean by so many people? Is it referring to some kind of survey on breakfast items at McDonald's, or is this based on what somebody's seen in the restaurant whilst they've been in there? Are they judging this based on what people they know buy in McDonald's? And that term, so many, is really vague, and it isn't presented in a way that we can compare it to other items on the menu. It might be better if we were to be presented with a percentage of people who go to McDonald's for breakfast and order an Egg and Cheese McMuffin, then provide percentages of people who order other items like a double bacon and egg McMuffin or pancakes and syrup. But we just haven't got any of that, have we? So in terms of the strength of the evidence, it's not very strong at all. It's vague, it lacks specificity. It's referring to the amount of people, but it's not quantifying that. What are they basing this so many claim on? So many people? Well, what people? Where? Is it a representative sample of everyone who goes into McDonald's at breakfast time? And even if that is true, that lots of people order Egg and Cheese McMuffins in McDonald's, does that really provide us with evidence that it's the best thing on the menu? It doesn't, does it? It just tells us that it's a popular item that's purchased frequently. Just because someone buys it doesn't mean that they think it's the best thing on the menu. Maybe someone buys an Egg and Cheese McMuffin because they're on a calorie controlled diet and they can have it without breaking their calorie limit for the day. They might think that the best thing on the menu is actually the double sausage and egg McMuffin, but they're not going to have that because that's too many calories for their diet. And just like that, we've started to think critically. Today, you've been critically analysing a statement about a McDonald's Egg and Cheese McMuffin, and that might not feel like a huge leap forward in terms of your critical thinking. But what you've learned in the process of doing this, and some of the questions we've asked and the challenges we've made to the statement, that has sparked your critical thinking skills. You know the two things that you need to do when you're critically thinking about something now. Examine the quality of the arguments and consider the strength of the evidence. If you have questions about critical analysis, pop them in the comments below, and also check out the resources available on my website to help you with all kinds of things relating to your studies, from critical analysis to social science theory to dissertations and how to plan your time. I will put the link to that in the description, and I will be back soon with more tips on how to supercharge your studies.